Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. It is time for Coach's Corner, and we're going to start our Coach's Corner feature this week with Coach Leavitt, our wrestling coach, the Ponca City wrestling team, back at it as we record our program tomorrow night in a busy week and a busy second half of the schedule. I say that we're about a third of the way through, but Coach, here you sit. You're undefeated in duels so far, which is a good thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. Being undefeated in duels is it's motivating. We can see some work that we've done in the off season show itself. So it's a good deal.
And your tournaments, it doesn't get much tougher than the two tournaments you've been to. And again, for the novice fans, it's completely different. My impression is maybe we're a better dual team than a tournament team right now, but that doesn't always mean that's the way it's going to be in February, does it?
Exactly. I mean, this week we're going to have some guys down at weight class, and we'll see, going into the Jinx tournament, how that affects them, and which I think we're going to be a lot better, dual and tournament then. So, there's a couple, maybe one or two guys that I'd like to see down, again, but we've got some guys coming back from injury now, and so you're going to see them in the lineup, and they're going to go out there and give you some good fight.
Well, you told me before the break, you said that it's time to really get serious, and you thought this team could be better if a couple of guys came down a weight to sacrifice that. You thought the entire team, the lineup, would be stronger, so that's what you're aiming for.
Absolutely, and I'm the type of guy to wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I'm not going to be shy to say it to them, and that was one of the things coming back from Kansas City was, we thought first day we're bouncing in and out of the top 10 at that tournament, and we finished that night like 15th maybe, and the next day once we start meeting those guys that are getting their weight off and they're competitive on the national level and and in their own states, it's like, wow, guys, we got to do something about this. We've got to.
But wouldn't you say the improvement from last year to this year in that tournament was pretty remarkable? Because
Yeah.
you really had trouble the year before winning matches, and this year, as you mentioned, a lot of guys, you put 7 or 8 guys through the first day. So
That's right. We got about that many in the gold bracket. Last year I think we had one. Since I've been here, that's the most we've had, which is very, very motivating. We just got to be able to win those matches this second day to help the team cause, which we're finding ways to win, and our guys that didn't make the gold bracket, they had to get bonus point wins to affect the team. And here we are, we're out here competing, and I think like Ark City, Kansas, they got a shot at a 5A title in Kansas, and they were just a few points ahead of us in the tournament, which we're climbing the ladder, and we got a lot of unknowns in our room. Guys don't realize the potential that they have yet.
Sand Springs is an awfully good squad. You have them on your home mat on Tuesday night, and again we mentioned that because we're undefeated in duels. And I know that coaches look deeper than dual scores. You want to win a duel, but you want to also see improvement. Coaches can live with losses if they're seeing things go in the right direction.
Absolutely. Any tournament, any duel that we go into, if we've got some fire in our bellies and we're ready to go fight and we're just battling the whole time, I can live with that any day. But if we put our head on the mat and we're already beat before we get out there, I can't stomach it. It's hard on me.
What about the Sand Springs match? How do you see this match? Is it going to be a tight duel, or are we in better position this year than we were last year?
I think we're in better position than we were last year. I think, they've got some guys that haven't even wrestled this year yet, coming out of football where they were state runner-up, and, I haven't even competed one time. This will be the first time they get on the mat and compete, and our guys are in shape, and, we just need to get out there and look for any kind of advantage we can.
Well, you obviously used the Christmas break to take that shape and make it better. Did you get what you needed to out of that 2-week break?
I thought so, but we've always faced challenges with kids having to go places with family and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we can do a better job with it. We just need to re-emphasize what our goals are.
You mentioned Jinx, the Jinx tournament this Friday and Saturday. Another tough tournament. Are the teams national or state quality? Who's in it, and how do you think you stack up against that competition?
I think we're right there. I mean, we've got several guys that I think they're going to go in there and do well at this tournament. Probably the front runner team at this event would probably, in my opinion, would be Coweta. They've got a solid group of kids. Their team took 7th out of Kansas City, and it's just one of those groups that have came up all the way through the elementary together, stayed together, always challenging each other, and it's just a good group of kids. Even their best guys, we've had opportunities to beat their best guys with some of our young kids. So,
well, you take a team that maybe doesn't have any studs, but they're all good, and you can win a lot of matches that way, can't you?
Absolutely.
And that's kind of the way I see your guys too. Is that we've got a couple of guys in there, but really you're just trying to get top to bottom the best lineup in there.
Absolutely. It's just like the Kansas City tournament. If you got one guy on your team that can make the finals, he's scoring like 40 points. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a big difference. Right. That's a big deal.
We might also mention, Coach, we don't have a lot of home matches this year. That Sand Springs match on Tuesday, that's going to be one that I know you encourage people to come out and to enjoy. That's a good team coming in, a good chance for your team too.
Yeah, it's a duel. We want to show everybody, we're out here to compete, and we want to do well. So, with less duels this year, it's just mostly because of the district duel format,
right,
which I think is a lot better for us, travel wise, weight wise.
And that will all be at one location, right?
One location, and hopefully next year we can get it here. Our junior high will be competing in it as well against those other teams. They'll have extra mats. If we get it next year, then it'll be, we'll have to break it up in probably 2 days.
So. I know that it's a few weeks off, but I know already, and I don't know when we're going to be taping the show again, but we had the Big Four here this year, which is,
yes,
that brings in, 8 of the top teams and a lot of great individuals and our area schools, so don't overlook that on your calendar too.
No, that'll be a fun event. I love the Big Four tournament, 1-day format. We get a lot of matches in, and that's what we want to do is just get a lot of mat time and compete and work to get better.
Jason, thanks very much, and Coach Leavitt, we'll see him in the Wildcat Wrestlers against Sand Springs on Tuesday. Our special guest on this week's Coach's Corner.